Hello everyone, welcome to Headlines of the Day. This is 4th of May 2022 and we are back again with some of the major articles from the Indian Express. Let's begin our today's discussion with the very first article on page number 1 from GS2 International Relations that is headlined as Influence Russia to End War, Denmark says to India. So from this article you have to consider what are the consequences of horrible crimes committed against civilians and the serious humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. India, Denmark and the entire European Union stand on it. And you have to know about India-US ties in the present scenario, the latest developments and the possible scenario ahead. Moving further on page number 7 from GS2 International Relations, there's an article that is written by Mr. C. Rajamohan from the Explained section that is headlined as India is pragmatic, there is understanding in the US about our concerns. So Mr. Mohan talks about the diplomatic challenges India faces after the Russia-Ukraine war. From this article, you have to know about the India stance on Ukraine, what are the diplomatic challenges India faces after Ukraine-Russia war, and what is the possible way forward. Alright, moving further, on page number 8 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's another article. 76% prisoners are under trials. Ratio is highest in Delhi and J&K. So from this article, you have to consider what are the takeaways from the latest available data compiled by National Crime Records Bureau NCRB for 2020 on prison inmates in the country and the issues highlighted and what are the possible suggestions. Moving further, on page number 9 from GS3 Defense Sector, there's an article about submarine technology that India wants. So from this article, you have to consider what is the AIP technology, that is Air Independent Propulsion, how it is different, why does Indian Navy want it, what is the P751 project. Moving further, on page number 9 from GS2 Polity and Governance, there's another article, Distortion Imposition, why Northeast groups are against the centre's Hindi push. And from this article, you have to know about the centre's move to impose Hindi on the Northeastern region, opposition by states, how widely is Hindi spoken in India, about the 8th schedule to the Constitution of India. Moving further on page number 10 from GS3 Environment section. So this article is written by Mr. Pratap Bhanumehta. He says, climate denies aren't real problem. Those who don't deny climate change are trapped in the sense of unreality. This article is headlined as Red Hot Planet. And from this article, you have to understand what is a heat wave, what is the criterion for declaring heat waves, why it is so hot almost everywhere in India, the reasons for more heat waves and impact of these heat waves, what are the creative solutions for combating climate change and strategies to address the heat waves. Moving further on page number 10 from GS3 Economy section, another article, it talks about a new RBI report that underlines that monetary and fiscal policies need to be adjusted to secure the growth prospects. From this article, you have to know about the findings of Reserve Bank of India's recently released Report on Currency and Finance 2021-22 issues and the suggestions. Moving further on page number 11 from GS2 International Relations, there are two articles. The first one is headlined as Tango in Paris. And from this article, you have to understand how India and France have deepened their strategic partnership, latest developments, challenges, and what lies ahead. There's another article that is written by Mr. Gurjeet Singh, saying that amid crisis, a defining moment, India-Germany joint statement shows congruence on UN Afghanistan terror. From this article, you have to know about the Indo-German intergovernmental consultations and why is it significant. How Ukraine crisis created an urgency to engage with India as a part of Germany's fledgling Indo-Pacific policy, and you have to know about the bilateral relations between Indo-German partnership. Moving further on page number 13 from GS3 Economy section, an article, How ONDC could be a booster for small businesses. So in this article, we are talking about open network digital commerce, and you have to consider what processes could be open sourced with this project. Where does ONDC live and which companies are involved? How does this work? Who is behind the project? What does the DPIIT expect from this particular project? And what does making something open source in actual mean? So with this, we call it a wrap of today's edition of Headlines of the Day, the Indian Express. For regular updates, you can follow us on our social media handles. And for more such videos, do stay tuned to the next IAS YouTube channel.